The Colts turning it around after a disastrous start to their season. And I respect the fact, Mike, that, 2 weeks ago tonight, they have that 22-3 lead against the Ravens in prime time, and the Ravens storm back and take the game in overtime. And the Colts did not feel sorry for themselves. They didn't let one loss become two, become three. They're 2-0 since then. They manhandled the Texans last Sunday. And they went into a spot last night with all the rain and all the wind and the 49ers desperate. That's the thing. They were facing a desperate team. And the Colts get another win, and they're making things interesting at 3-4 now. Now, it would be nice for them if the Titans would lose some games. It's going to be hard for the Colts to get into the postseason, but they're turning it around. And, they've weathered their storm. I think every team is going to have that storm this year at some point. At least most teams will, where you have a cluster of injuries, feels like everything's going wrong. You got to weather that, and you get to the other side of it. And it feels like the Colts are getting to the other side of it, and maybe they can start to build some momentum, and they get the Titans this weekend. They get a chance to remind everyone that they're the team that before the season we thought they maybe could be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what happens, in the division. You get your chances and you see what you can do. But with 4 losses, because what you start to do, and it's probably still a little early to do that with a lot of games to go, is where is the positioning right now? Because certainly the Titans are in command of that division, but, the Colts have a way to, mitigate that by playing against them. So that works that way, but you start to think about the wild cards and to think about better divisions like the AFC West, like the AFC North, as far as other teams that could take those positions to where you may find yourself in the position, if we don't win the division, we don't make the playoffs. That's the beauty of the wild card, is we've seen wild card teams win the Super Bowl. So it was find a way to get in. Division is the first way to get in. They can't take that from you. And then you don't have to battle for the wild card. But if you don't get the division, battle for the wild card. And that could slip away as well in the next. Yeah, you got, like I said, you have time, and they have a way to make that up. But they need to make some hay for the top of that division. So great timing with now playing Tennessee, because while Tennessee, we talked about them earlier, I was kind of like come see, come saw on them because it wasn't a high-flying offense. You had Derrick Henry, though I get it, but your defense wasn't great as well. I was even less, enthusiastic about the Colts. Especially they had lost Quentin Nelson for a number of weeks. They get him back, or they're, off that high ankle sprain. But Wentz, Wentz only throwing the 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor going for over 100 yards. The defense, Darius Leonard causing some turnovers, blocking some passes, knocking the ball out, playing well on defense. So all of a sudden, I'm still not sure about them, to be honest with you. I can see they can play well at times, but are they one of the top teams in the AFC? I don't know. They played that way last night, and when you get a quarterback that's playing better and not turning the ball over, it's going to help your team have a chance, especially if you can create turnovers on the other side of the ball. So I can't sit here, Mike, and say I am sold on this team, but all you can do is play week to week. And you know what? Yesterday they played pretty damn well. And they have a chance right in front of them, to the team they're looking up at, to play them. So they have it right there in their hands for them.
And here's the key. This weekend when they host the Titans, because they've already lost to them in Nashville, if the Colts lose this and fall to 3-5 and the Titans go to 6-2, that's a 3-game gap plus the head-to-head tiebreaker for the Titans. So the Colts would have to make up 4 games over the final 9. That is probably insurmountable, so then it becomes, can we win enough to get the 7 seed? That's what they would be down to. And when you look at all the other teams out there that aren't in first place in their divisions, that are jostling, it's going to be hard for the Colts to get in. And good news is they still play the Jaguars twice, and they have the Texans again, so there's some wins there. But they also have the Bills and the Buccaneers, so it's going to be a tough road for the Colts, even if they win on Sunday against the Titans.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.